Hello, dreamers. Perla here, as always. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So, this is the weekly collective message. And I'm going to tell you, I think I'm going to title this Strategic Exit, because that's what I kept on hearing Strategic Exit and Final Take, Final Take, Final Take. Um, and I'm going to share something that was happening as I was setting up. Normally, when I set up and I go fill up and I go fill up the water. I don't know why there's such hesitation. Not hesitation. I shouldn't say hesitation. I feel like there's something here um, that for some of you is like what I'm about to say or whatever is going to come out in this reading is going to be triggering in a way that is going to allow you to free yourself. And the reason why I say that is because I had started the beginning of the reading, right, talking about what I'm going to say now, and like 5 minutes into it I realized I wasn't even recording, and I just laughed it off and I was like, oh, this is the energy for today. um so what I was talking about was this space where I went to fill out the water, right? And normally I hold the glass and I fill it up to the rim and then I'm done. But this time I was led to place the wine glass inside the sink, like actually laying it there and opening the water and just allowing the water to flow. And the water kept on flowing and the water kept on flowing. And I'm just looking at the water overflowing the wine glass. And every time I went to try to get it, I kept on hearing, it's not ready. It's not cleansed yet. It's not done. It's not ready. It's not ready. And I was like, okay. So then I started looking out the window because there's a window right in front of my sink. And I'm looking at the trees and I'm looking at the grass. I saw a couple of squirrels and things. And I'm just like taking in the view. And then I looked down and it was like, okay, it's ready. So I go ahead and I shut off the water. I grab the wine glass and I'm walking towards my room. And I'm like, and I'm looking at something in the water and I'm like, huh, interesting. And I continue to walk. And what I saw in that moment was an individual, so this would be yourself, surrounded by the echoes or the voices of people that either tried to dictate who you were going to be, what you were going to be, people that tried to curse you through their words, telling you that you weren't worthy, telling you that you were never going to amount to anything, and just the echoes of conditioning throughout the years, right? And then as I approached the desk, it disappeared. It just completely went away. And I was like, huh, interesting. And why do I say that it's interesting? Because I feel that this is the week where a lot of you are going to intentionally sit with whatever is triggering you. You're going to learn during this week how to navigate those spaces when something triggers you without suppressing it and without dismissing it, but instead learning how to integrate that energy within yourself. And I really do invite you guys that when something initially triggers you or it makes you feel uncomfortable, always ask yourself, what is this trying to show me about myself? Where within myself am I avoiding this energy? Or where within myself am I avoiding this behavior? Because this is a very good, it's going to be a challenging week. And I think that's just collectively what is going around during this time where people are meeting their shadows for the first time. And when I say meeting them, is not that you are unaware that they're there. I feel that this is the week that people are intentionally going into those shadow spaces within themselves and saying like, hey, I see you, I accept you, I integrate you into who I am. And you're no longer demonizing those aspects of yourself, right? That part of you that gets angry, that part of you that gets frustrated, that part of you that speaks up for yourself. You're realizing that you demonize, parts of yourself because of what other people were projecting onto you. So if you are somebody that would normally speak up for yourself, like people were calling you combative or defensive, right? If you were somebody that didn't stay silent, people were saying that you were constantly defensive, that you were aggressive or whatever it is. So there is a coming into that energy this week and realizing like, hey, I see it now. Like I finally see it. So this strategic exit energy that you guys are in this week is about finally allowing yourself to finally walk away from these conditions, finally walk away from these connections, these situations, and these spaces that haven't served you for a long time. But I feel that you are now ready to finally accept the fact that you don't belong in those spaces. You don't belong with it. Like in you don't belong within those spaces and you don't belong connected to those individuals anymore because whatever lessons you were supposed to learn within those spaces you have already learned. Okay, that is like the gist of it. Now let's go ahead and let's hop on into this water and fire. There's something here, and it's interesting because I keep on I keep on seeing something in the reverse. Something is something is reversing or something is mirroring you back is what I'm picking up. There is this energy where you may have been doing some, or you're thinking of doing some work around like connecting to like your higher self or something like that. This, you may have been doing visualization, you might have been doing like affirmations or some type of manifestation work, right? Where you visualize yourself doing this, doing that, where you know, talk to yourself like that you were this or you were that. Maybe you were doing some mirror work, right? I love mirror work. That's just me though, especially like in the dark. But anyways, but there's something here that whatever it is that you have spoken out is reflecting almost immediately. And when I say almost immediately, is like if you're speaking something out into existence this week, just know that there is, and again, there's something happening. There must be something happening planetarily, right? Astrologically, because you know, I don't know. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know. There's stuff going around, right? There's a lot of stuff in retrograde. There's a lot of stuff out there going on. But I'm just gonna pick up on what I'm picking up energetically. This week, it seems like your manifestations are happening instantly. They're happening within 24 hours, between 24 to 72 hours at max. So with that in mind, for those of you that this is going to resonate with, be very intentional, not just with what you are saying, but what it is that you're thinking, your thoughts. Where is it that your thoughts are gravitating towards? And needing to override any thought patterns or any perception that is outdated in your mind. Let's put it that way. Because again, there is this quick reflection back as to what it is that you're putting out that is coming right back around. So just keep that in mind. And I'm not saying it to scare anybody or anything like that. I'm just letting you know that energetically there's something that is moving or propelling this manifestation energy very fast this week, or very instantly. And again, for those of you that is going to resonate, I feel that you have done the work that is required to be in alignment with this energy. Okay. And there is a sense here that there is some type of windfall, some type of win that you have, something that brings in some type of celebration that is going to kind of scare you guys, but in a good way. Don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like you guys are going to just kind of like take a step back and be like, wait, like, wait, like, wait, did this? Give me a second, because my core is still not strong enough after the two surgeries. It took me a minute there, but it's almost kind of like this thing of like, wait, like, is this for real? Like, this happen, right? Whether this is purchasing like a big, you know, purchasing your like a big purchase, excuse me, like a house, buying your dream car, buying land for some of you, getting engaged, whatever this big windfall, whatever it is something that you have been working towards. For some of you, this is going to be a financial breakthrough that is finally coming through. And again, I feel that you have been doing a lot of work or a lot of things behind the scene, and there are going to be people or individuals that are going to question your luck, because that's the way that they perceive it. And the reason why they perceive it as luck is because they lack, that's the word I want to use. Okay. They lack the understanding of the work that you have done in order to get into alignment with this lucky energy. And that's as much as I'm going to say in regards to that. Now, let's get into this water and fire, because there are some things here that are trying to come through. Now, with retrogrades, especially with some of these retrogrades, we usually have things of the past, people of the past that tend to circle around. Now, there is a sense here that you may be picking up on an energy of someone from your past trying to make contact with you again, or trying to say something, or trying to reach out, but they kind of like stop themselves and they don't fully do so. Maybe in the past you would have asked or reached out to this individual like, hey, is everything okay? Hey, like if you see them, you're like, hey, what's wrong, or something like that. But something in your spirit is telling you not to. Something in your spirit is telling you not to engage with someone the way that you used to in the past. And I think I am out of chapstick. Something is telling you not to engage with something the way that you did in the past. And I feel that you don't realize it until it has already passed, or until like the aftermath of it. You're needing to this week, especially because of the quick, fast manifestation energy that is surrounding you guys. You're needing to take a moment of gratitude for how far you have actually come. Because if you start to analyze the challenges or the lessons that you were facing these past couple of weeks, last couple of months, you will recognize a pattern of growth within yourself. You weren't reacting to things the same way. You have learned the mastery, let's put it this way, of respond. Now, the thing here is that some people may view it or may see it as a reaction. Again, that is not your problem. As long as you know that you're responding to someone, because remember, there are individuals that do not like to face accountability or any type of responsibility for their actions, their behaviors, the things that they say. So when somebody stands up to them or when somebody calls them out on their BS, they immediately get defensive and start projecting and start saying, "Oh, you're so reactive. Oh, you're so aggressive. You're so angry. You're so this. You're so that." And it's like, no, baby, that's not what's going on here. We're not deflecting from what it is that I said, right? And I think that that is where this strategic exit is coming from you. That you are walking away from groups of friends, groups of like family groups dynamic, work dynamic. There is just a shift within you that you're either physically removing yourself from these individuals' lives, or you are no longer engaging with them the way that you once did. You're learning, or you've learned that certain people, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this. Um, and I'm going to say this part because it's something that I truly believe within my heart. And it is not, again, a lot of the things that I say are not things that I've learned from other people or anything like that. It's just things that directly I get, downloads. Not everyone in your circle, or not everyone that is actively in this 3D world, in this dimension, here to answer the call. I'm a huge believer that we all receive the call. We all receive the call to spiritually grow, to evolve, to align ourselves with the highest good. That is just me. You can believe that you are a chosen one of whatever, right? I believe that we are all called to action. We're all called to fulfill a purpose, right? But there is this thing that even though we're all called, very few answer the call. Very few answer the call. And I feel that you guys are one of those very few that actually answer the call. So what happens is there will be individuals, there will be people in your life who refuse to answer the call. And your purpose is not to force them or not to show them or anything like that. Because what you have to come into acknowledgement is that that person's purpose in your life is to show you who you would be. Reflect back onto you, who you were and where you would still be at if you didn't answer that call. And I really want you to let that sink in. Not everyone that you connect with, not everyone that you come across with, either now, in the future, in the past, or whatever you want to call it, is going to evolve and is going to grow with you. They might have moments of clarity, but they lack the discernment, the discipline to do the work that is required of them for them to follow their purpose. And why is it that I'm saying it like that? Or why is it that it is very important? Because I feel that you may have wanted to save a group. You wanted to just save, like, whether it was your family or your families or whatever, or like friends, families, whatever. You wanted to wake them up. You wanted to, my love, I've been talking about this for like before even YouTube. So like over like 15 years, I've been talking about things like that I wasn't even aware what was happening, right? I was just channeling like, oh, and people looking at me like I was crazy. And now we're talking like 10, 15 years later, and I have like family members like, damn, like what you were saying back then was so true. Or family members that are just waking up. And then I still have some that are just completely oblivious. They're just like, no, I still have family members that pray for me, and when I say pray for me, they're praying for me to stop doing what I'm doing. They're praying for my demise within what it is that I do. And I honestly, for a very long time, I used to be like, oh, protect me again. And it's like, you know what? They're doing what they believe their purpose is. They're doing what they believe is right in their head, in their mind, in their spirit. Who am I to tell them that they're wrong, right? I'm no one to tell them that they're wrong, right? But what I would not allow is to have anyone speak over my life. So the way that I set myself up to receive energy is very different than I would say like they would, right? And there's almost kind of like this sense where you're coming into awareness with a lot of things. Like, I feel like, and this is something that happens collectively, right? When we first start to notice things, we're like on this high, right? And then at some point things just get neutralized and you're just like, now it's time to reflect on what I've learned. It's time to reflect on the things that I've been observing, that I've allowed myself to take in, and then see what really fits, what really lies within your spirit. And that's where this energy of you guys just walking away, whether it is physically or the way that you engage with people, is definitely changing during this week. Now, there is somebody from your past that I really try to stay away from these energies, but they always want to come around, guys. So um we don't we give them the attention that they need in that moment, right? So this energy from the past, or this person from the past, wants to come in, and they're almost in an essence trying to rub their new life. They're like, so whether this was an ex lover, an ex friend, or whatever, somebody wants to show off their new partner, their new lifestyle, their new something, to show you what you've lost, to show you how happy they are, to show. It's all a facade. It is all fake. Um, and what I mean, okay, how do I explain this? This person is genuinely trying to get over you. This person is genuinely trying to move on from you, but they don't realize that that part of them that forces them to rub something in your face or to want your attention in something is that part of them that still hasn't let you go. And I feel like you guys maybe in the past may have engaged with that, may have called them out, may have said something, and now you're just looking and you're just like, what were we talking about? Like, and again, it's not that you're suppressing anything. It's not that you are dismissing anything. I just feel like you recognize the energy behind it. And when you start to recognize energies and the energies that people embodied, the way that you interact with those individuals completely shifts, because that energy in itself no longer has a control over you because you recognize it, right? You recognize it. Um, but it is coming up. So, expect someone to, it's almost kind of like, let's say somebody is engaged or somebody's going to get married or somebody is moving in with somebody and they're sending you like this closure text, like, I just want you to know that I'm moving in with him or with her or with them. I don't care who you're moving in with. And I mean, you guys, like, whatever your preference, right? But I just want to let you know that this is over, and this is, and you're just sitting there like scratching your head, like, this shit's been over for like 2 years. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what? And then you're just reading it, you're smiling, and you're moving on with your day. Like, you're not even responding because it really does not deserve a response, because you have been done with this energy prior to getting to this. Does that make sense? Um, there is there is something here that, mm, mm, and I don't know who this is going to land with. You're you're needing to find out, and I need to make a video about this. I need to make a video about this. You're needing to find out when your manifestation window is. And I've talked about this in the past very briefly. There are people that are good with manifesting with the sun energy, people that are good at manifesting with the moon, whether it's the full moon, the new moon, a crescent moon, a waxing moon, etc. So a waning moon or whatever it is. And why is it I'm saying this? I feel that if you go back or you backtrack when you've done manifestations, the days or the times where you weren't hyper focused on where the moon was, whether it was a full moon, a half moon, or whatever, those were the times that your manifestation just like took off, right? Because you were fully in alignment with the timing of the moon, is what I'm going to call it, right? The timing of the moon that is aligned with your spirit. That is aligned with your spirit. Now, are there certain things that are better manifested under the moon, under the full moon, under the half moon, the sun, etc.? Definitely, especially if you're doing group and manifestations. But learning what your spirit is in alignment with, whether that is the sun, is it the sunrise, the sunset, Is it, the full moon? Is it the half moon? Whatever it is, needing to sit with yourself and just ask yourself, like, okay, when, and you'll know. Like, and when I say you'll know, it's like there is a knowing that comes, like, oh, this is it. And I don't know, for whoever wants to take that advice, you take it, because again, my goal is to give you the tools that you need so that you're doing your own thing, if that makes sense, right? You're learning to evolve throughout your own spiritual journey. Excuse me. Um, hmm. You're occupying a lot of space in someone's mind or someone's thought. I really, this energy kind of like, there's either like one person or a group of people that are constantly thinking about you or are constantly like gossiping about you. This may be this ex and like their new partner, or this ex and families or friends or whatever, but somebody here is very much like you're living in their head, like how people say you're living in their head, like rent free. This energy is very much coming up. So just I think it's more like about being aware of it than anything else, because like it almost feels like even when you're alone, you feel like you have eyes on you, or like you have people staring at you, or you have something that feels unfamiliar, something that feels intrusive, almost intrusive in your space. And again, to that, I'm going to say the same thing. Like, you can make your own protection things for your house. There's very simple ways of doing that. That's something else that I probably should make a video about, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. But anyways, there is something here where maybe take a, like, honestly, the best tool that I can give you is when you go take a shower or your next shower or whatever, do it with the lights off and just recite like something simple, like um what would be a simple one that that you guys can use. As I step into this water, cleanse what I cannot see, absorb what is heavy, and remove what is not mine. It's a very simple incantation, spell, whatever you want to call it, that you can use as you're taking a shower. Again, we're talking about, now, I don't want you to soak in the water. I want the water running from like your crown all the way down. And again, that's just perfectly how I like to do, even like when I do like a bath. I'm pouring things over my head. And something very simple like that, like cleanse what I cannot see, absorb what is heavy, remove what is not mine. Cleanse what I cannot see, absorb what is heavy, and remove what is not mine. And again, you can do that every time when you take a shower until you feel like whatever is like energetically, the barrier has been set, or whatever it is. Maybe working on a spiritual barrier, energetic barrier around yourself is something that is needed. Because again, there is someone here from your past whose energy is very much present, and very much the energy feels very intrusive. I'm gonna say it completely honest. I don't feel that someone is directly doing like witchcraft or work on you. That is not what I'm picking up. I just feel that you are in a heightened state right now where you are picking up energetically whenever your name is spoken, or whenever someone is speaking of your essence or thinking about you. Because we're all connected. So yeah, needing to, again, we have a lot of wands here. So we have this energy of needing to be very intentional with your words, learning to speak over yourself, like over your physical body, over your spirit, over your spiritual body, learning to speak over your mind, over your thoughts, over your soul, over your property, over your land, whatever it is. And again, we don't do this out of fear. We speak over ourselves, we speak over our house, we speak over our land, to always stay in alignment with the frequency of that, right? To stay in alignment with the frequency of your home, to stay in alignment with the frequency of your land. Now, one of the things is like whenever very few people are allowed in my house, but when they do, even if they don't know what I do, they always say like how peaceful it feels, like how like everybody just kind of feels like oh, I'm home type of energy. But that is always the intention that I speak into my house, right? Like, this is home. This feels like home to anyone that walks in here. And whatever is not in alignment with what home feels like to me does not pass any of the barriers, not of the house and not of the land. Um, and there is an awareness here that spirit is trying to bring to you when it comes to that, because again, this is a week of a strategic exit from things that are no longer in alignment with you, but it's also a very, very good week for manifestation for you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card. We are using the Moonology deck because that is what we used on Sunday. um a time to give rather than take. The new moon in Virgo. A time to give rather than take. And I feel that this giving energy is not the way that I'm picking it up. I am going to see what the book says, but the way that I am interpreting this energy is more of what did I say? That was a new moon. Yeah, the new moon in Virgo. 52. That's up to a 7. This energy is more about like what it is that you give to yourself, whether instead of what it is that you give to other. So we have, when this card comes up, it is time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests you make that restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it. So if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the ups. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapies, so add these into your routine now. However, you've been feeling. If a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you're overanalyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less what someone else can do for you and to think more about what you can do for others. And what I like about this message in itself is the fact that the one thing that you can do for others during this time, guys, is to be your authentic self, is to show up as yourself, is to follow through with those boundaries, and is to allow yourself to exist in the way that you were always meant to. Okay. I love this energy. I am rooting for you guys. It's going to be an amazing week. And that is all that we have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.